Hey, so what's going on, guys? This is the update for the CB300R, the 2019 model here in America. I made this video initially in about, what was that, maybe September, October, just before winter time. The bike was away, but now I've hit 1,000 miles. It is springtime, so it's back out. Gonna talk a little bit about it. Again, it's just over 1,000 miles. It's maybe 1,050. Also did my 600-mile dealer warranty maintenance. I'll talk about a little bit what that goes into, what's involved and stuff, what they found, what they didn't find, which was basically nothing. It was perfect. Also, if there is a wind noise, I do apologize. It's kind of windy today. But so first impressions, the bike. I found out that it averaged just around 65 miles a gallon. The bike kind of settled around there. When I first got it, of course, gas mileage was higher, but as the piston, the cylinders kind of wear in and stuff like that, and things break in a little bit, gas mileage settled around 65. Again, it is a 2.6 gallon tank, I believe, so it fills up, depending on the gas prices, just about $6, maybe $7. I do put premium in my bike, so that's an idea for that. And you get maybe, depends how much you ride. I probably get about a week out of a full tank, so that's great. Of course, you could burn through it easily in a day. It depends how much you ride. I have taken this bike on the highway. Some people were worried about it. It is only a 300cc bike, but I've taken it on the highway, no problem. Top speed, again, I weigh about 230 pounds. Top speed has been about 93 miles an hour, I believe I hit about 2 weeks ago. Downhill, probably with a wind behind you, would push you just over 100. I know some people probably don't believe that, but this bike definitely does go. So it handles highway speeds, no problem. I know people are worried about that. 50, 60, 70 miles an hour, no problem. The bike will run about 7,000 RPMs at those speeds, though. Once you're upwards of 80, 90 miles an hour, it's running at about 7,500 to 8,000 RPMs. When I got my warranty maintenance, they said anywhere between like 600 to 1,000 miles. They said, it doesn't have to be exactly 600 miles. Don't worry about that. I got it around 850, maybe 900 miles. Of course, it's an oil change, brake fluids drained, refilled. What I was surprised to find out is that they actually checked valve clearance. They did take it somewhat apart, check valve clearance, make sure everything's good in the motor. Found absolutely zero problems. They checked the brakes, they checked the chain, lube it up, tension, clean it, valve clearance, of course. They do check the brake pads, the rotors, refilled oil, refilled brake fluids in the reservoir. They plug it in, run a diagnostic, make sure there's no issues. Temperatures are all good, everything. It took about 2 hours and cost me about $200, and that was at the dealer. So I was surprised to find that out. If you go to a shop, like a local motorcycle shop, probably be a bit cheaper, but I would always go to a dealer for something like that, just in case there are issues or recalls. They can take care of it right then and there with no cost to you because it's under warranty. If you guys notice, I have installed bar end mirrors. These are kind of cheaper ones from Amazon, and they actually are perfect. They flip in and out. You could tighten all the different screws. I'll talk about that maybe in another video, but I did install the bar end mirrors, and when you're actually riding the bike, your field of view is much, much, much bigger. And I think they kind of go with that cafe racer style. I also did install a ram mount. This is the one that's meant for a brake reservoir. However, I found out that these nuts, or the screws, are, I don't know exactly what thread pitch they are because the ram mount screws do not go in. So I had to kind of just put it on the handlebar, tighten it down, tucking it on the highway, zero issues. It's extremely steady. And I do have a large phone. I have the iPhone XS Max. Again, gas mileage on this thing has been absolutely awesome. I don't know if you can see it because it is a bit sunny out today, but I'm just over 1,000 miles. I did install also a gear indicator. Let me restart it one more time. Up to 6 gears. I installed it there, took apart the gas tank and the seat and all that, and there is an accessory plug right under the front seat here. There's 2 screws when you take off the seat. Take off the front seat and there's an accessory plug right here. It literally plugs right in. The only hard part was kind of running the wires through the bike, which I've hidden extremely well. You can't even tell. Besides a little wire right there with a zip tie. So I did install a gear indicator. It works flawlessly. See again, miles per gallon, I'm averaging right around 65. Just over 1,000 miles on this bike. No other modifications have been done yet, because like I said, the bike was away for winter. But this spring and summer I do plan to install a fender eliminator, a new splash guard over the rear wheel. Also might add a little bit of a gel pad under the seating, take it apart to an upholstery shop and have them add some gel to it. Just because if you could get more comfort, why not? New exhaust will also be going on this summer. There weren't many aftermarket parts available for the bike when it first came out, but now there's a lot more out there, and so I'll be upgrading it. As far as performance, though, this bike definitely goes. You could tell a big upgrade as it starts to break in. You could really feel it start to be a lot more steady. Shifting's a lot smoother as the clutch wears in. Gas mileage steadies out, everything like that. The bike has really impressed me, actually, for 1,000 miles. Zero problems, honestly. The chain is a bit noisy, and I think it's just because it is a smaller displacement bike. You know, it's only a 300, and so I have some people talk about the chain. It does make a little bit of a sound, kind of a rattle, but I think that's just because it is a small displacement bike, of course, because obviously the tension on it is perfect. It was done at the dealer. Again, this bike has full LEDs, LED headlight, LED turn signals, LED brake light, LED dash. Everything on this bike is full LED. One more thing that I did do at the dealer, and they did for free, is the suspension. They did stiffen it up to the highest setting. Excuse me, there's an ambulance. Give me just a moment, let that pass. But the suspension on this bike, again, I weigh 230 pounds, and the suspension was stiffened up a bit to level 7. I believe out of the factory it is on level 3 or 4. So it's a bit soft. I did stiffen it up. It also raises the seat maybe an inch or two. So if you're a taller rider, that'll help. I'll keep you guys updated when I do an exhaust and a fender eliminator, stuff like that. I'll also post links in the description where I got them, because again, there's some more parts coming out for this bike now that it's been out for a few months. Because again, last year was a 2019, it wasn't even really available to get aftermarket parts, but more stuff is slowly coming out for this bike. So again, it's a little quick overview of 1,000 miles with this bike. It's a wonderful, awesome little bike. Gets me around everywhere. Highway speeds, no problem if I have to go. So that is the 2019 Honda CB300R. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll keep you updated.